everyone. My name is Lloyd Dotson. Everyone calls me Big. And on behalf of IcoinPRO, its CEO, Paul D'Souza, our Microprofit system creator, founders, and all of our community members, I want to welcome you and to thank you for joining us on this Thursday evening for a truly special free live training on cryptocurrency and how you can start trading crypto profitably using the IcoinPRO Microprofit system and all the tools that we have available to members. Yes, tonight is a free training, but unlike most things that are free, this has real monetary value. Let me share what I'm talking about, okay? This is going to be recorded, so I'm going to ask that you bookmark it because you're going to go back to it again and again and again in the future because it's going to have that much value. I promise you that. So let me tell you one other thing. I'm being brutally honest here. You're all in for an amazing, eye-opening journey over the next 60 minutes because what we're going to do is we're going to have Justin Clark, the creator of the Microprofit system inside IcoinPRO, actually pull back the curtains and show you in real time exactly how this system has enabled average, everyday people, yes, just like you, to become full-time crypto traders. So, as I said, follow me here. Most of the people on this call tonight, and many members who could not be here live tonight, started out as students with as little as $100 when we launched IcoinPRO in 2017. And those same people are now profiting and doing thousands, yes, I said thousands, of dollars every week utilizing the Microprofit system within IcoinPRO. And even more amazing is that these people had no previous training or trading experience when it came to cryptocurrency. That was before they joined IcoinPRO. And yes, you will hear live from those people. Listen, we're not blowing smoke here. We're going to talk about real profits. We're going to talk about verified profits. And here's the interesting thing. As I said, no previous experience. Now, myself, okay, I went to an Ivy League school. I went on to play football. I also went on to have a distinguished career on Wall Street and have my own private wealth management firm. But here's the thing. You don't need any of those qualifications. Zero, zilch. In fact, the people using the Microprofit system, all right, many of them never went to college. Many of them are stay-at-home moms. They are retired veterans. They are people who actually do this on the side while holding a full-time job. Mm-hmm. So, do I have your attention now? Great. If I have your attention now, you're going to need to pay closer attention because what we're going to do is introduce Justin. And Justin is going to take and train on all of this for the next 60 minutes. We want you to go back. We want you to watch this training over and over and over. And we want you to use this free information because it can potentially change your life. And it's not only me saying it, you'll hear from some of our members who will tell you the exact same thing. Listen, your life could change if you just spend the next 60 minutes with us putting into action what Justin is going to share. And so, without further ado, let me turn it over to my good friend, the Microprofit system creator within IcoinPRO, Mr. Justin Clark. Justin, how are you tonight, my man?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm extremely excited to be here. We've been talking about this, and I can't wait to deliver this training for everybody. And I want to make sure everybody understands this is a training, okay? This is not just something where we're going to pitch you on IcoinPRO or some sort of rah-rah or pep talk. These are the nuts and bolts of how you trade, how you do it. This trade I'm going to teach you guys tonight, all right, is one of the core 2 trades that we learn in the Microprofit system. This, you're learning, I'm spilling the beans here, basically. I don't know any other way to put it. You're going to learn one of the core trades, and you're going to learn something called resistance levels and how to do that as well on this session. So you need to bookmark this session, all right, and come back to this page and restudy it. Honestly, I've said this time and time again. IcoinPRO is not some sort of biz op or some sort of online deal. IcoinPRO is a potential career path for those who study and master the Microprofit system. We have been doing this now for almost 2 years. And so this is not something that's on trial. People have been doing this week in, week out. We have an amazing Facebook group, facebook.com/group/IcoinPRO. You can get in there, you can surf that, you can see results, everything like that. And most importantly, I want to say this up front. If you're excited about this, if you want to take the next step and get moving forward, there's going to be a button down below this video. And you want to get back with the person who referred you to this video, because they're going to help you take your next steps, take you under their wing, and really show you, how this all works. Because you're going to see there is an amazing community in IcoinPRO. All of the people that are on this hangout here, they are all trainers for IcoinPRO. We have a whole grassroots meetup system where everybody gets together. The community is just amazing, and we're all helping each other. Some of us really picking ourselves up by the bootstraps and, going from $100, in 2017 to thousands of dollars a week profit trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrency using the Microprofit system. So before I get into the actual training, I have to give the disclaimer here, all right, for IcoinPRO. And this is the disclaimer. IcoinPRO Trade Finder, and its trainers provide an informational service only and are not responsible for any investments made applying this information. The results described are not typical and are not guarantees of future income. Any investment contains risk, and it's 100% the responsibility of the investor to assess the risk rewards involved. It is possible to lose some or all of your investment. We assume no liability assumed or implied for your application of the information shared from the training programs. That's a standard disclaimer that we have to give, because what we do here is we train you. We show you what to do. We empower you to do it yourself, okay? This is not some auto trading thing. Our guys wouldn't even use an auto trading bot. They have no need for it. They've done, some of them have tried them, and they've lost money, and then they've come to the Microprofit system, and they've absolutely consistently made profits and kill it. You're going to hear some of those stories here at the end. All right, so let's go ahead and let's actually get into the training. So if you are like brand new to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, you have absolutely no idea what it is or anything like that, this is going to go a little bit over your head. Now, just so you know, the full membership for IcoinPRO, we have training starting from knowing absolutely nothing, all right? My 70-plus-year-old father started at Module 1, went through and studied the whole course series, learned exactly what Bitcoin was, understood that, and then went into the trading system to learn how to do that. So we cover that. I think a lot of the people coming on this training may have some experience already, and we're going to get into the nuts and bolts of it. So we're going to show you exactly how it's done. All right, before I get into the training here, I want you guys to learn this mantra, okay? I want everybody who's on here to unmute, all right? And I'm going to say it, and I want you guys to go ahead and repeat it, because this is how simple the Microprofit system is, all right? Here's the mantra. Say this with me. Squeeze, bubble, 1, 2, 3, money. You guys say it.
Squeeze, bubble,
1, 2, 3, money.
And it's so funny because everybody knows what that means, because they've all traded this. They know exactly what it is. And you're going to understand what squeeze, bubble, 1, 2, 3 money means, and how simple it is to trade with the Microprofit system by the time that you're done this. So before I get into that, I'm going to start doing some screen sharing here. And I'm going to go ahead and just cover some basics, okay? Here's one of the things. You guys hear the name. It's called Microprofit System. Well, the whole idea behind the Microprofit System is making small profits over and over again and compounding your returns, compounding your money, okay? So we're not looking, the beauty of the Microprofit System and why we do so well and why we have people who paid off all of their debt in 2018, I'm talking about you, Lily, trading with the Microprofit System in the bear market, okay, in the bear market when everything was going down, is because we're not trying to go ahead and predict where Bitcoin's going to be in a month, in 6 months, in a year, 2 years, okay? We just got really, really good at predicting where it's possibly going to go in the next half hour, hour to hour and a half, okay? And that's what all our trades are based on, is making these small profits and compounding them. Now, particularly because this is a free training, this is an abbreviated version of this, I do not want you guys trying to shoot for the moon, okay, with your trading. You guys are, I officially consider you part of our student body, okay? You guys don't go too far. Don't push too far, because in any type of trading, you know, there is risk, okay? So this system, if you follow it the right way and go for these small profits, 0.3%, 0.5%, 1%, and do that over and over again, you're going to see your balance start to increase and increase and increase and increase over time, okay? So, and that's what it's all based upon, is the idea of $1,000, say the initial investment, you start with $1,000 you're trading with, and you do 1% compounding gain per day. Day one, it's $1,010. Then it goes to $1,100 in 10 days, $1,220 in 20 days, and $1,347 within the month. And it's like the people who follow this system, they literally started with $100, some of them, and just compounded to where they now have these amazing balances that they're able to trade with. And that 1% might be on $10,000 now. You see what I'm saying? Or more, okay? So again, you're gonna compound over time and make these profits. And you can see what happens to your money over 6 months. We also have a compounding returns calculator too in the tour that you can take. There's a free tour. If you fill out the form, you can go take the tour and you can try the compounding return calculator, and you can see how much your money can grow to over a period of time, potentially. So if you look at this, if you started out and you went from month 1 through month 6, just continuing to compound that $1,300 can grow to potentially almost $6,000 within 6 months, okay? And it's just by not being greedy. That is one of the most important rules. Don't be greedy. When you learn the full Microprofit system, okay, we teach you when the market is potentially at the bottom of its cycle, and you can start to go for more. You learn how to do that in the advanced trading in the full system, all right? But for this, I want you guys to see how this works. I want you to start being able to make some money, all right? And I want you to start having successful trades. So you have to follow that. Don't be greedy. Don't go for too much in your trades. The second thing is, I want to tell you to only trade when you see exactly what you want. Squeeze, bubble, 1, 2, 3, money, okay? Only trade when you see exactly what you want. This is not a game, all right? The people that are on this hangout are not playing a game. They're not gambling, all right? They're not trying to get lucky. I'll tell you what, lucky is death to a trader, okay? Luck will mess you up, because then you try and go get lucky again, and guess what happens? You get killed, okay? So the point is, you've got to follow the system. You have to stick to the rules as we're laying out here exactly. All right, so let's get into this, all right? Let's talk about this. Let me pull up what I want to pull up here. Hold on. Okay, and here we go. All right, we're going to talk about Binance. All right, Binance is where we recommend trading. There are many reasons for that. There's a lot of volume. There's a lot of real verified trading happening here. It's run by an amazing CEO. So we definitely encourage people to trade on Binance and use the platform. So I'm going to train you guys on this, and this is when you first go to Binance. You'll set up your free account unless you already have an account. And when you first come on here, I'm going to show you how to set up what's called Bollinger Bands, okay? So again, this is a follow along, connect the dots, do exactly what I'm doing type training, okay? So this is what you're going to do. You're going to come here, and you're going to be on the main screen of Binance here. It says Exchange the World. You're going to go up to Exchange, and you want to go to Advanced, okay? And I want to make sure, am I moving slow enough so you guys can see everything here? So you're going up to Exchange, and you're clicking on Advanced, all right? Once you get into Advanced, it's going to pull this up, and it's going to initially be here, which is Original, all right? You want to come over here and click on Trading View. All right, so you guys got that? So you click on Advanced, and then you click on Trading View. We want to use Trading View charts. Trading View is a professional trading platform. They have the best charts. They have all the indicators that we need. We only use 3 different indicators really in trading with IcoinPRO. So, all right, I'm only going to teach you the one tonight. So here's what you want to do. When you come here initially, you're going to see that there's a couple things that are set up here. All I want you to do is come over, and let me zoom in just a little bit. Make it a little bit bigger. And I want you to go ahead and you'll highlight this, and you're going to click delete. You want to get rid of MA99. You want to get a MA stands for moving average. These are just different indicators. You're going to get rid of this, and you're going to get rid of this. Listen, if you see some things on here, terms and stuff you don't understand, listen, trading in a lot of these indicators are like a TV, okay? You just have to know how to use them, all right? You don't have to understand everything about them. All right, everybody knows how to turn the TV on and watch their favorite program, but how many people actually know how an LED screen works? They don't. You don't need to. You just need to follow the training and know how to use the different indicators. All right, so after you go ahead and delete those 3 things that are going to be on there, what you need to do is come up here where it says this is BTC USDT, this is Bitcoin, all right? You're going to click on Format, all right? And you're going to excuse me, not Format. You want to come over here and click on Indicators and type in Bollinger, B-O-L-L-I-N-G-E-R, B-O-L-L-I-N-G-E-R, Bollinger Bands, and click on that. And that's going to put them here on the graph, okay? So you clicked on Indicators, and then you added the Bollinger Band. Now, another thing you want to make sure is that you have a 5 here, all right? That's for the time frame which you set up here, and that controls it. We do everything on 5-minute charts for this training, okay? 5-minute charts. So you'll see up here, you can do 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 50 minutes, or 30 minutes. You want to make sure you are on 5-minute charts. Extremely important, okay? All right, the next thing that I want to show you is for this is BB, which is the Bollinger Band, which we just set up. You want to go to the middle thing, which looks like a gear icon. You're going to click on Format, all right? This, I cannot stress to you how important this is. You'll see that this is initially a 20. This has to be a 50, all right? That is part of our secret sauce of the Microprofit system. If this is not on 50, the length is not 50, this will not work the same. Do you understand? So again, extremely important. Length has to be 50, and you have to be on 5-minute candles, all right? I think I've beaten that dead horse enough, but I just want to make sure that I really emphasize that. If you have it set to 20, if you have it set to 10, if you have it set to 100, it's not going to work. This trade's not going to work, okay? The whole Microprofit system doesn't work if you don't have it at 50. All right, style. I like to do this just to make things look a little bit easier. I like to put these here to the second width so you can see what this does is this makes these outside lines even clearer. You can even do the third width if you'd like. Okay, it makes them thicker, all right? And then the background, I like to change to this kind of lighter blue just so I can see it a little bit better, okay? So I just changed these three things here under style, moved it to the full width so you can see them a lot easier, and then change the background here, all right, to a lighter blue. Okay, good. So now we've set up our first indicator, which is Bollinger Bands, okay? And this is going to help you actually do what's called the buy the dip trade. It's one of our 2 trades that you actually learn. I'm gonna show you guys the real deal here tonight. Okay, one thing I want to mention, that this works on both Bitcoin pairs and US dollar or USDT pairs, okay? So you can do this on either one. When you come over here, and I'll cover just a couple little basics, navigating between different coins, if you click on this in the upper right here, it's gonna pop open a screen where you can see all these different coins. You can select this coin, which is Matic against USDT, which is US dollar. Tether, basically, it's a coin that's used in place of US dollars. You can scroll through here, you can select different ones, you can even star them and add them to your favorites, okay? So you have certain coins here that'll be in your favorites. And then these are Bitcoin pairs. If you have some Bitcoin and you want to trade Bitcoin, you can trade these pairs over here against Bitcoin. You click on any of them, it's gonna take them over there. And the nice thing is it's gonna have your settings already set up for them, okay? A couple other basic things here for everybody. You're going to see, and I will make this, let me do this really quickly here. I'm going to make this really, where is this background? Here we go. Okay, let me move this up a little bit. Okay, you'll see you have these crosshairs here, all right? These show you, like, let me pick a better coin. I'll go back to Bitcoin here. All right, you'll see these crosshairs. They kind of move around, all right, with your pointer. You'll see on the right over here, it shows you the price of where you're at on the chart. And then down here, it's going to show you the time that you're actually on for that particular candle. Now, what you're looking at here for people who are really new to trading, these are candles, okay? What these candles show is what's happening with the price of the coin during a certain amount of time. Right now, we have this set on 5 minutes. So every single candle is showing what's happening with the coin in 5 minutes. So here, green means the price started down here and it closed up here for that 5-minute period, okay? Red means the price started up high and it went down. So green is up, red is down. That's all you need to know, okay? But this is showing the price, and you can see how the price moves. Here, it moved from 77.69, and then it moved all the way up to 79.69, okay? So that is the basics of it. And you know, if it's going up, it means the price is going up. If it's going down, it means the price is going down. That's really all you need to know about candles. It's extremely simple. I'll teach you one other cool tool. If you want to see how much a coin changed over a certain change from, say, down here all the way to up here, you can hit Shift on your keyboard, left click, and then it's going to help you measure. Okay, so here we can measure up to the top here, and we can see that this coin, left click again, moved 2.59%. All right, so that's how much it moved up. So you'll be able to use that tool to see if you're doing a particular trade. You can go up and say, hey, I'm at 1.15% on this. So I've made a profit of X amount at this point, okay? We have calculators in the actual system that account for all fees on the exchanges, but the actual fees are like 0.2% roughly for Binance in and out of a trade. So you guys can kind of figure that in. So if you do 1.2%, your actual profit will be roughly 1%. Make sense? All right? So you just have to figure that in. Always remember to subtract 0.2% from your profit. All right. So that is some of the basics. Over here, you're going to see this is all the people waiting to sell this coin at this particular price going up. Starting right now, at market price, $79.33 is what they want to sell it at. $79.33, and it's moving all the time, is what they want to buy it at, okay? So green is buying, red is selling, and then you'll see over here as buys and sells get executed, you're going to see them show up over here, okay? And these are actual live trades coming through, all right? Also, you're going to see buying down here. When you want to buy, it'll show how much you have of a coin to buy with, and how much you have of a coin to sell with. So you buy here and you sell here. This is it. It's going to show over here, these are orders that you have open, and you'll also be able to see your order history. Now I'm in an account that has no order history or anything. I'm not even logged in, just to do the demonstration for this, this purpose. All right, now moving along here, what we're going to do is we're going to go into, hold on one second here. Let me move over here. All right, so let's talk about buy the dip. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how this is done. So first off, what is a dip? All right, let's define what that is. A dip, per the Microprofit system, is super simple. A dip must break below the bottom line of the Bollinger Band and then return back above the Bollinger Band line for it to count. So here's an example of a dip. Here is these Bollinger Bands, all right? You have the top level of the Bollinger Band, the bottom level of the Bollinger Band, and the red line we call the SMA line. It's the simple moving average line, okay? When it breaks through the bottom blue line here and goes back above, that is a dip, all right? So here's one dip. And remember what we said before, squeeze, bubble, 1, 2, 3, money. Here's one dip, here's a second dip, and then it comes back and does a nice third dip. And then it returns, and look at that, it starts to go back up, okay? So what we look for here is exactly what you're seeing on this chart. See how these Bollinger Bands here are tighter. They squeezed in. That's called a squeeze, all right? So they squeezed in here, right? Then what happened is the coin started to go down and it did a dip. One dip, two dips, three dips. And look at what happened to the Bollinger Bands. They went from squeezing to bubbling, all right? See how it bubbles? And then it squeezes back in, all right? So that's what when we said squeeze, bubble, 1, 2, 3, money, that is the trade. That's what we're looking at. And we are looking to get in here on this third dip and ride it potentially up to this middle red line. And for you guys, no further. I don't want you guys to push your luck until you're better trained, you know more of the system, and you know when you can push for more on a coin. To be honest with you, if you make 0.5% or 1% profit on that third dip, I'm going to encourage you to sell it and compound. Sell it and compound, okay? Until you are part of the team, you are part of the full system, you have studied the rest of the modules in the Microprofit system, because everything else is about how to know when to go for more than a microprofit. Does that make sense? So I just want to make sure I emphasize that, guys. But you will find there is a high probability, and everything we do in trading is about probability. When you see this pattern, exactly like this, I don't want you guys to try to see something that's not there, okay? Only trade when you see exactly what you want, which is squeeze, okay? Squeezing in together, bubble, 1, 2, 3, and you enter on this third dip, okay? Let's look at a couple other, one important rule, never, ever, 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 ever buy the first dip that comes out of this squeeze, okay? Never, ever, 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 ever do that. The reason being is sometimes it can go down really fast. You want to allow it to go through the process of 1, 2, 3, money, okay? That is key to your success with this basic training. This is the basics, guys, okay? If you follow this, you're going to do great. If you start to fool around with it, you're not following the system. All right. Now, what's really cool about this system is it doesn't matter whether a coin is going up, it's going down, it's going sideways, it's going in loop-to-loops. This works anytime on a coin. When you see that squeeze, bubble, 1, 2, 3, money. All right. So we already talked about this. So here it is again. Here's the squeeze. You guys see how the Bollinger Band lines are in. All right. They start to bubble. And we have dip 1, we have dip 2, and then we have dip 3. We have 3 clear pushes down with a return. Pushes down with a return. Pushes down, and look at that. It goes right up to the SMA line. Okay. Now, will it always go up to the SMA line? No. Okay. There is an extreme probability of nicking a 0.3, 0.5%, 1%, trade out of a coin that does this. 1, 2, 3, money. All right. You'll also notice generally on the third dip, there can be a nice push up in volume, and that's like a springboard. When you see that, and I'm sorry, I forgot to cover this in the basic training, but down here, these little green and red bars are volume. That's showing how much of a coin is being bought and sold during that candle, okay? So when you see this really spike up on that third dip, there's a higher probability of return. It's like a spring. It's like it launches the coin back up, okay? Let's look at some more examples here. Squeeze, okay? See the squeeze? Everybody seeing squeezes now? Bubble, all right? We have 1, 2, 3, money, okay? That is the beauty of it. We have 3 clear pushes down, and I'm going to get into resistance levels too, which are kind of the cheat codes to this. You guys, we're really giving you all the good stuff here tonight. The cheat codes to this are resistance levels, and they're going to show you where it pushes down on one resistance level and a next resistance level and a next resistance level, all right? And then it returns back up and hits this SMA line, which is the red line in the middle. Here we go again, squeeze, all right. 1, 2, 3, money, and here's the bubble. You guys getting this? There must be a squeeze. There must be a bubble, okay? There must be a squeeze. There must be a bubble. I don't want you guys trying to do anything other than that for this basic training, all right? Squeeze, bubble, 1, 2, 3, money. If you don't see it, guys, do not trade it, all right? You're not advanced enough. You don't know the other strategies that we teach, like ladder buying into a position and, you know, different things that you're going to learn in the full Microprofit system, all right? All right, another one. Squeeze, 1, 2, 3, money, okay? And here's the bubble, all right? Another example, not to beat a dead horse. Squeeze, bubble, 1, 2, 3, money, okay? So all of these you guys are going to see, it's again, it's going to follow that pattern, and you're going to look for exactly that pattern. If it does squeeze 1, 2, and then goes back up, you're not taking that trade. Do you understand? We're not looking for squeeze 1, 2. All right? We're looking for squeeze, bubble, 1, 2, 3, money. Again, rule number 2 I taught you. Only trade when you see exactly what you're looking for. Only trade when you see exactly what you're looking for. If you see squeeze 1, are you going to take that trade? No. All right? If you see squeeze 1, 2 with no bubble, it's just kind of downtrending and a long squeeze, are you going to take that trade? No. There must be a squeeze, there must be a bubble, and there must be 1, 2, 3 dips in the sequence. All right. Cool. Now, boy, we covered that. Look at that. It's easy. It's so simple. It's so simple. It's so fun. When you really do it and you stick to it, it is absolutely amazing how well this really works. Now, I'm going to cover the next thing here. And I'm going to use this screen here. Hold on. Okay. When that third dip occurs, I'm going to cover one other concept called the ghost town effect. All right. And the ghost town effect, you're going to see, like right now, this order book is extremely active. You see all these orders just flying, 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 okay? When a dip sequence occurs, when it goes 1, 2, 3, you're going to notice this is going to go mostly red, okay? There won't be green orders. There's going to be red, which means there's a lot of selling going on, okay? And it's going to be extremely active, and people are going to be scared, and they're going to be panicking, and they're going to be selling, 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 selling as the price is going down. You're going to be patient. Okay, and you're going to wait for what we call the ghost town effect. And this occurs on the third dip, all right? And what that is this order book is going to start to settle down, all right? It's going to, all of a sudden people are going to go, wait a second, are we still selling? Are we buying now? What are we doing now? I'm confused. I don't know. Am I supposed to still sell? Or am I supposed to start buying now? And it's going to slow down. You're going to see it. It's going to slow down. And all of a sudden, the red orders are going to stop. The green orders are going to stop. The orders are just going to slow down. It's not going to be total red. Like it goes almost all red when the dips are happening and everybody's selling like crazy. You're going to wait for it to calm down and be below the Bollinger Band, all right, to be low, down below the Bollinger Band. And you're going to wait for that to occur, and that's when you're going to make your entry point into the trade. Another thing which I'm going to teach you is resistance levels. And you're going to find that not only does this ghost town effect occur at that third dip, but it's also going to happen on a resistance level, okay? So it's going to happen on a resistance level. That's when you're going to pop over here, you're going to hit buy, and you're going to go ahead and place your buy order, buy the coin at that price, and then you're going to work to sell it when it gets back up to the SMA line. All right. Here are some dip sequences. I just went through some charts here just so you guys could see some actual real ones. Oh, and it's cool with Binance. By the way, you can slide right and left by just doing mouse wheel left and right. And you can also, if you do mouse wheel up, you can zoom out. If you do mouse wheel down, you can zoom in. You can also click and drag, left click and drag, okay, to move this around. All right, just a couple basics there of navigating here. All right, so here we see our squeeze, right? We see a bubble, and what do we see? 1, 2, 3, money. I always hear, I don't know, I hear that in my head every time I see this pattern, but that's my own problem. But anyway, yeah, 1, 2, 3, money, and then look at what it does, and it moves up. And check this out, I'm gonna hit shift, and I'm gonna left click, right? And guess what? It goes up, and this coin actually went up 3.34%. 3.34%. Alvin said, I'm gonna go ahead and mute you, bro. Okay, cool. It went up from this dip here, 3.34%, almost. All right, so if you had traded that coin and rode it up to here, all right, up to the SMA line, you could have turned about a 3% profit potentially on that coin. Isn't that so cool, right? Think about that. When was the last time you compounded 3% on your money? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, anyway, you're gonna get so excited as you do this and you look at charts and everything and go through this. So again, hold on, let's move that back. So 1, 2, 3, money, and back up there. There's a very specific reason we look for 3 pushdowns, because at the end of 3 pushdowns, the market has tried to push the price lower and lower, right? Which is shown by that bubble that happens there. So the market has tried to push the price lower and lower, and it's finding that it's resisting going lower. So that's why we want to see those 3 clear pushdowns, okay? Here's another one. And this one here does a squeeze, all right? And we have 1, 2, 3, and then this one returns back up to the SMA line. This was on seller, which has been a hot coin. This coin moved 6.59% from the bottom of the third dip up. I know I had a killer trade earlier on another coin that's a super mover right now. I know a lot of you have been trading on seller. It's been an awesome coin. We're not making a recommendation because you have to know the full training, but there's been some awesome things that have happened with that coin. So anyway, but yeah, that's potentially from the bottom of that dip up is almost 6.5% profit. With your fees of 0.2%, you're looking at about 6.2, 6.3%, okay? What's nice in IcoinPRO, and I'll show you guys this in a second, we have calculators that calculate your fees all the way up. Again, I gotta emphasize this, guys, do not go past this line, all right? Until if you are trading with this, you're having success, or you want to become a pro crypto day trader with the Microprofit system, then you need to study all the modules. Then you'll know when you can go for more, potentially, okay? But in this training, if you make it up to here, I want you guys to get out, all right? Okay, here's another one. And this one I actually have some resistance levels on, so we're gonna mark some resistance levels here in a second, guys. Here it is again. What do we have? Squeeze. 1, 2, 3, money, all right? So this one went up and it made it up to the SMA, and we have a nice potential of 1.5%. Now you can see these lines here, these are resistance levels I've marked on this graph, and I'm gonna train you guys on this in a second. You're getting so much training, it's awesome. For free. I hope you guys really appreciate this, all right? Oh, and make sure you're in that Facebook group, because we'll allow people to ask questions and stuff like that. And we have a huge group of moderators that oversee that group, take care of everybody. These guys really, really care. Okay, this coin went from this resistance level up, and it was about a 1.55% profit, a potential of about 1.3% profit after fees on that coin. Here's another one where I marked some resistance levels. This is like a little penny stock coin. Nice clear squeeze, bubble, 1, 2, 3, boom. And there it goes, and it returns back up. This one has 1.53% profit potential as well, right here from that third one, back on up. All right, last one I'll show here. Example, here's a squeeze. It was bubbling here, it squeezed and immediately went into a dip sequence. 1, 2, 3. Now this one went through 3 dips. It didn't make it all the way back up to the SMA line, guys. There's a potential profit though without it even getting to the red SMA line. of 5.47% potential profit, about 5.27% after fees. Huge movements, guys. You don't need the leverage in crypto, okay? You just need to follow the micro-profit system and trade exactly like we're showing you, which is squeeze, bubble, 1, 2, 3, money. Now, I'm going to show you guys some cheat codes because you can see I have some cheat codes here, okay? That's called resistance levels, all right? So resistance levels are simply lines that you're going to make on the chart, and they're going to show where a coin potentially goes, okay? Where it's potentially going to move to next. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies tend to be extremely consistent in their movements. Everybody on this hangout, raise your hand if you've noticed how freakishly consistent cryptocurrency is in moving to certain price levels. Raise your hand if you've seen that. Okay, so it's so weird. And when we research this, then there's a module called resistance levels and ladder buying, which you learn in the full micro-profit system. But it covers exactly, you know, in depth how to do these resistance levels and then how you can actually ladder buy into trades too, buying lower and lower in positions and then selling all those positions for a total profit. And increasing, you know, your potential profit. But you learn that that's an advanced strategy you learn in resistance levels and ladder buying. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm quickly going to show you how to do resistance levels. And I'm coming over here to Ethereum. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to be here on the 5-minute candles. All right. Make sure you're on 5-minute, guys. We're not teaching you anything about 1 hour, 4 hour, or 1 day candles. All right. That's stuff you learn on the more advanced training. But for this simple trade, all right, what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you how to mark these resistance levels. So you're going to come over here to the left. Let me zoom in a little bit here. I think this will help. Okay, good. Looking good, everybody? All right. So you're going to come over here to this is a line. This is a drawing tool. And all you're going to do is click. There'll be like a little caret, a little arrow here that sticks out. And you're going to click on horizontal line. Okay. It's going to pop this up. All right, and this is your tool. So you're going to be able to draw on your chart. And all of this will be saved in Binance unless you clear your cookies. If you clear your cookies, it's gone, okay? You can use TradingView, which is, you know, tradingview.com, and you can get a free account there and it will save all your resistance levels for you, or you can get a paid account there if you want to use a paid account, okay? But if you clear your cookies, you're going to lose your lines here on Binance. But you can do it for your trade, okay? So over here, you can see you can set the color that you want to choose, and you can also set the width of it. I like to do it a little bit beefier, okay, so I can see it clearly. And you want a solid line, so don't change that. But change your width. Maybe you can change your color. You like red, whatever level, whatever color you want to choose, this blue, okay? That's it. So resistance levels and setting them is extremely easy, all right? So I'm going to zoom out a little bit on this chart. And you're immediately going to see something, all right? I look a lot for what I call like over-under resistance levels. So where the coin's price action is below, and then when the coin's price action is above, all right? You'll hear in other trading circles, they're called resistance and support. I like simplification in my training, so I just call them resistance levels because when there's a resistance level, if the price is coming up to it, it's going to resist going through it. If it's coming down to it, it's potentially going to resist going further down. It's going to bounce off of it. It's going to bounce off either back down or it's going to bounce off up. So on this chart, here's all I want you guys to do. You're going to see immediately here. You see how right here, this price comes down and it stops and goes back up. It comes right here, goes down, stops, goes back up. Right here, stops. Right here, it comes up to about this price level and it bounces back down. It comes down to this price level, bounces back up. So I'm clearly seeing a resistance level right here at about $248 odd. Now, you can change these later. You can move them around, okay? But you can see how the coin stays above it here and goes below it and gets trapped a little bit below it and then breaks back through it, okay? What's wild is, look right over here. We didn't even look at that. Went right down to that exact level. How crazy, how weird, right? We go back even further. Oh, wow, look at it. It went down, hit it here, bounced back up, went here, broke through it. Oh, look, it tried to go back through it. Oh, it couldn't go. It stayed down below it, okay? This is resistance levels, guys. I can scroll way back on this chart, and we're not in the price range. Okay, we can go here. Okay, the price range will be way further back. But you can do this. It's so simple. You can even see here where it came up, it hung up on it, and then it busted through. And then what did it do? It stayed above that level, right? Then it broke through it. Then it stayed below it. I love over and under resistance levels, okay? So you're going to look through this chart, and you're going to look for areas where you're going to see very clear resistance, right? Like here, you can see this price level right here. It hits here again, okay? Boom. Let's set it and forget it. All right, here it is, comes up, hits that here again. It's not going to be exact, but it's pretty darn close, and it makes your entry points so easy for your dip trades, okay? Here we go again. I'm seeing right here, there's clear resistance right about in this area. So I'm going to click it. You see how it came down and hit right here, There, it really broke through it. We're going to mark one down here, okay? So all I'm doing is looking for extremes of the price action, all right? And I'm marking these levels. Now look, come back here. What do you see, guys? You see how this hit here? Well, guess what? It came up, it hit it here. It hit it here. It hit it here. It couldn't break through it. Here it bounced back off it. Here it couldn't. Are you guys getting this? You seeing how simple this is to mark these resistance levels? Generally, you don't want like less than 0.5% between the resistance levels. You know, on some coins it may even be 1%, you know, less than 1% on some coins. They move really, really well. So you don't want to get so like crazy with them that you're muddying up your chart. So you want to leave like, you know, 0.5%, 0.75%, 1% between resistance levels so you can see proper movement and stuff like that. But again, look right here. I can see this clear as day. You see all these lines right here? All right, comes down, hits. This is a resistance level. It's resisting this price, which happens to be about 233 bucks. And look, if you mark a resistance level and later you don't like it, you can change it, okay? You can go, you know what, I was kind of wrong. I want it to be right here. That works better for me, okay? You know, or you can slide it back up and say right there, okay? But we're looking for that level where the coin, here's another spot, okay? We're gonna mark that too. If I scroll back, let's see if we're in this range within the 5-minute candles. No, we're not within this range. Okay, so anyway, we go out of this range, but you guys can already clearly see this. Here's another resistance level right about this mark. Let's mark it here. Okay, these are the extreme points where the coin goes up and bounces off. So now you're starting to get some dynamics of potential movement for the coin. And let me show you this back. Now that we've done that, let's go back to these coins where I marked some resistance level. And like this one, you can see squeeze, right? Breaks through this level that it was bouncing off of. You guys see that? It was bouncing, breaks through, dips, bubble, okay? And what's it do? It comes down and it hits this next resistance level. It hits it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. And then where does it go? Goes right back up, actually busted up to this resistance level. But, you know, again, you guys, I really want you only going up to the SMA on this basic training, okay? The red line in the middle, red means stop for you guys, okay? Even potentially you may need to get out before you get to the red line, all right? So listen, with the Microprofit system, when you're starting out, if you just go for 0.3% profit every time and do it over and over and over again, you're gonna get better and better. You're gonna be familiar with the charts. You're gonna get smoother. You're gonna get quicker at your trade execution, everything like that, okay? 1, 2, 3, money, all right? Let's look at this other one here. Okay, so this one here, we had some resistance levels that were marked on this chart, and check this out. All right, so here it is. We have our squeeze. Let me get rid of this. Here we go. We have squeeze. Here's the resistance level. If we go back a little bit on the chart, you guys see how it's beating on that resistance level, and then it breaks through. And what does it do? It goes down through that one, down to this one, hits it, comes back up. Oh, wow, big surprise. It couldn't get back through that. That was the resistance level. Dip 2, same one, back up, can't get through that one. Dip 3. And this one is acting as a pretty good resistance level for these 3 dips and then back up. Okay, so again, you're gonna find these resistance levels extremely helpful in finding your trades. Let's do this really quick on seller. Let's take this one where we have a good dip trade example and we come over here. Let's get our horizontal line, make sure we have the right thickness. All right, and you can see clearly here, there's a resistance level. You can see where the coin bounces here, all right, comes back up, and you'll see this resistance level played here again, all right? So this is the resistance level that's here. Will it go perfectly every time to the exact resistance level? No, but it's going to give you a pretty darn good idea of where that coin's going to go. Okay. Let's see over here. 1, 2, 3, and back up. Anyway, all right, we can find this all day long on these charts. And that's one thing I'm going to want you guys to do is go through. But marking this resistance level here, you can see that there's a clear resistance level right up here. All right, so let's mark that right here. Okay, so this is our nice little resistance level. We'll put it right there. See how it beats on that, breaks through, comes down 1, 2, 3, boom, back up. Okay, so you guys can see these resistance levels. I'm telling you, after you do this for a little bit, again, I love over-under resistance levels. So the price action bounces off, comes back up, bounces, hits it again, bounces up, hits it again, breaks through. Okay, you start marking up your charts. That way, when you get to the trade, you know, and you see a trade developing, you see a squeeze where it starts to break south, you start marking up those resistance levels, you're gonna be ready to rock. Okay, when that gets down there, you're gonna be like, ah, it's probably going right here. And guess what? It did, and then it went back up, okay? And then it's probably gonna stop here, you know? So again, in all trading, good trading is based on probabilities, all right? And it's figuring what's the highest probability for that situation. This produces a very, very standard, reliable outcome, okay? Squeeze, bubble, 1, 2, 3, money. All right, so that concludes the actual training. You guys can go have fun with that. Your next step for what you're gonna do is you are going to look over charts on Binance. Get your Bollinger Band set up, all right? Make sure you're on 5-minute candles, and I want you to go through the charts, and I want you to find these trades as many times as you can. You can also do it on TradingView.com on their charts. Look over again and again and again for how many times you see squeeze, bubble, 1, 2, 3, money. Start marking your resistance levels, doing that. And then the next thing you do after you're confident, you start seeing the pattern, you're gonna practice trade, okay? And that means you're just gonna say, I'm gonna buy it here and I'm gonna see what happens, okay? And that's what you're gonna do, actual trades, flipping through different coins. You're gonna have to flip through coins because you don't have Trade Finder yet. That's part of it. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit more of what you get when you get the full membership for IcoinPRO. But you're gonna have to flip through the charts. You're gonna have to look for these squeezes. You're gonna have to look for when the coin's going down, okay? Practice trade, and then you can actually live trade, actually do some trading with real money on this trade, and you know, practice, you know, finding the third dip, marking your resistance levels, buying it and selling it. Practice with a little bit of money, guys. Don't start, you know, with thousands of dollars, okay? Get good at it, get familiar with it, get comfortable with it, and then you can scale as you see fit, or you can start with $100 and go from there. Like Lily did a $50 challenge. Oh my gosh, she has so much, it's crazy what she's been able to do. As a pro trader with the Microprofit system with $50 starting, it's crazy. I hope she mentions that, Lily, if you can mention that maybe when you talk. Okay, all right, so that is it. Last thing I'm gonna cover here, everybody, is I want to talk about the full system, okay, of the Microprofit system and what you guys are actually gonna get. So this training works, okay? You're gonna see you can do it. You can make money with it, all right? If you even feel like you don't have money for the membership, trade with this trade, make your money, and get started, okay? That's what we hope you do, because we know it works. We've changed people's lives, like not just a few, a lot, and we're doing it over and over again, and we have gotten better and better as a company over 2 years. The community has gotten better. I can't emphasize enough how being part of a trading community will change your life. The Zooms that happen oh my gosh, there's people doing these grassroots meetups all around the world. We're doing them on Zooms. We're doing them in person. It's like, it's all about coming together as a group, you know, and working together and helping each other master this system. Again, like I said at the beginning of this, you don't treat this as some biz-op. Don't treat this as some deal. Don't treat this as something you're gonna be wishy-washy about. Treat it like you're going to college, okay? Like this is your potential career, because we have had plenty of people trade their way to firing their boss and becoming full-time crypto day traders, and this is all that they're doing. And we're not even talking about referring people. There's a whole, you can, you know, refer people and earn commission from the people you refer and they refer. We're just talking about the trading. We have plenty of people who make full-time incomes just from applying the Microprofit system. with no need to refer anybody unless they choose to, and which they do, and they want to help other people. So really quick, let's go through real quick overview on what you get when you get the full membership. You get access to the full IcoinPRO training, which for those who are brand new, we start you right. We go over an orientation for the whole back office so you know what's where. We teach you how to buy your first bit of Bitcoin. If you've never bought Bitcoin before, we teach you how to do it. And we teach you how to send and receive cryptocurrencies. We get you up and started really quickly. You'll meet Paul D'Souza too in there, our awesome CEO, who will walk you through how to send and receive crypto, okay? He's our crypto expert. He's absolutely amazing. Then you get into the core training where you're gonna learn all the basics of what Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are, why they're here to stay, why they're legit. You know, a lot of people wonder about them. I wondered about them when I first started. Now I know they are money 2.0, okay? And you're gonna understand everything about security and how to track your transactions and what blockchain is and all that good stuff. You're gonna learn all that in this. So if you're a total noob, by the time, total noob, listen to me, total newbie, all right? By the time you get through all this, you're gonna be a pro, you're gonna be an expert, you're gonna understand what's going on here in this brave new world of cryptocurrency, all right? Then we have advanced trading where you're gonna learn even more about it. Then you're gonna get into the full Microprofit system, all right? You just learned buy the dip and resistance levels, all right? We just gave that to you for free. You can kill it with this. I'm telling you, you can kill it. All right, go out there and rock it, all right? But you're gonna learn even more. You're gonna learn buy the squeeze, which is the second trade. We only do 2 trades, all right? You're gonna learn RSI rider and 5 up, 5 down, which are gonna teach you how to evaluate whether a coin's potentially at the bottom of its cycle or at the top of its cycle. These coins go through cycles. They go from the bottom to the top, to the bottom, to the top. And they go through waves, and you don't wanna be going heavy at the top. You know, you want to learn when a coin's potentially at the bottom so you can maybe ride that coin or trade in and out and rock it on that coin, okay? You're going to learn resistance levels you just learned. You'll learn even more about it and ladder buying in there and additional tools, which I'm going to show you a little bit about. And our newest tool, which we just released, and a training called Laws of MACD, which is, it has been amazing the results people have gotten from applying this training. This is about becoming a pro, okay? So we're gonna talk about that, or you'll learn all about that. Tips from the top, we have interviews in here with our top traders. We have further training on how to set up Binance for all of the modules, everything you need. There's additional indicators you'll learn called RSI, Relative Strength Index. That's used to find whether a coin's potentially at the bottom of its cycle or at the top, potentially. And then MACD, which is Moving Average Convergence Divergence. Nobody knows really how it works except for our programmer. But the point is, we know how to use it, right? MACD, just think Mac Daddy. That's all you need to know. You need to know how to use it. That's all, okay? And we teach you how to use it, and you can rock it with that. We have all our calculators in here. This is so cool in here. So what's cool about these calculators is, let's say you go and you buy Bitcoin, okay? And the price when you bought it was, let's say it's 8,000 bucks. You bought it, and you bought a Bitcoin, all right? High roller, all right? You're buying a Bitcoin for 8 grand. You hit add entry here, boom, it's gonna calculate everything for you. It's gonna tell you your break-even profit, 0.3%, 0.5%, 1%, and it accounts for all fees for the exchange that you're on, okay? So you get that as part of the full membership. That way you know when you ride it and you get up and you get up to these bigger profit levels, and it also gives you your potential loss, so you know where you stand if you need to cut out of a trade and move on to the next one, okay? All right, next thing we'll cover in here. Hold on, we gotta flip through screens. All right, ladder buying calculators, you're gonna learn that, how to buy into a position through several levels and then take massive profit on the whole trade, okay? Then you're gonna get into the tools, and this is where the heart of our system is. It's Trade Finder. This is Trade Finder, okay? You get this when you are a paid member. This, let me tell you, we've all traded before Trade Finder and we've all traded after Trade Finder. Life is better with Trade Finder. For part-timers in particular, this is extremely important because you can't, listen, when we first started out, we didn't have Trade Finder. You'd have to flip through charts. You're gonna have to flip through charts with the free training. You can do it. We all did it, okay? It just means more time looking for the setup, okay? More time flipping through different charts. What's cool about Trade Finder is we show you when it's occurring. It's going to come through here. Look at this. You can see right now, this is actually live in real time. I'll even refresh it here, and we'll see what we got. We've got a dip happening on Decred right now. You can immediately click it. You can go right over to Binance. All right, it's going to take you over to the coin, and you can see, boom, here we are on Decred. All right, 5-minute chart. Make sure you're on your 5-minute chart. Boom, and here it is, the dip occurring. Look, a squeeze. Oh my gosh, we're about to go into, hopefully, a squeeze bubble 1, 2, 3 money sequence, okay? So Trade Finder is going to help you find these entry points. Here it's finding squeezes, all right? There are times when we take squeezes when they potentially go up. Sometimes they go up a lot, like crazy, right? Like super fast. So you'll learn that trade and how to apply that. We have A dips, which is the anticipated dip. That's when our system is anticipating that this coin may go into a dip. So you can go over there and you can say, okay, well, let's see what's happening here. I'm not going to go into Bittrex. Let's see. We have another A dip here that is on Binance. Hold on. I want to find one on Binance. Here we go. So you guys are familiar with that. Okay, here's an anticipated dip right now. So here we are. We come on to Binance and we look at our chart. Boom. All right. So it was detecting that this coin was low here. So it's anticipating that it might dip. All right. Did it dip? Don't know yet. We'll see. All right. But it gives you a heads up so you can go and watch a coin. All right. And see what's going to happen. All right. Or you can wait for the red dip. That means it's actually dipping. All right. So Trade Finder finds these things 24/7, 365 days a year. You can even change whether you want coins that are doing 250,000 or greater in volume. All right. You can choose which exchanges. If you just are trading on Binance, we track Binance, Bittrex, Coinbase Pro, and Polo. All right. But if you want to just trade on Binance, you just click Binance, and then it's only showing you coins that are happening on Binance right now in real time. You can choose what you want to track. If you want to just track, say you want to track just Bitcoin pairs, you type in BTC and you hit select all, boom. Now you're just looking at Bitcoin pairs. Say you just want to track all the coins, you hit deselect all, it's tracking all of them. If you select all, you'll see we're tracking actually over 411 currency pairs currently at this time. Really hard to watch 411 currency pairs at once. Your eyes get all cross-eyed and stuff, you know? That's why we love Trade Finder, because it does it for you. You know, it helps you find all these different things, okay? All right, let's see here. You can also change, if you just want to look at squeezes right now, you look at those. If you just want to look at anticipated dips, or you know, maybe you just want to see squeeze and dips, you can change that. It'll change it. This software is phenomenal. Okay, it is doing this 24/7, 365. It's looking for these squeeze and dip trades. You now have an amazing appreciation for it because it's finding you these potential trades so you can trade on them. The next tool is called RSI Spy. I mentioned RSI is Relative Strength Index. It shows whether a coin's potentially at the top or potentially at the bottom of a cycle. We track the whole market. Okay, gives you a great indicator of where the market is overall. And also you can track the coins. Maybe you just want to start on the coins that are green, which means they're potentially at the bottom of their cycle, and you want to trade those coins. I love saying this because this is what we love to do. We love to trade from the bottom up, right? Trading from the top down is harder. You can fluff it a little bit and mess up if you're trading from the bottom up, okay, on a coin. If you're trading from the top down, some of these coins can go down hard, okay? So this helps you find coins, and you can turn them on and off in Trade Finder, and you know, maybe just track a handful of coins. We have the MACD Crossboss. This is our latest tool we just covered. MACD shows when a coin is potentially finished a certain downward cycle it's doing, or a certain upward cycle, and it's crossed over and is developing a potential for turning around, right? So when these crosses occur, it means that there's a potential for a turnaround. And we track these so you can actually see them. There's even in the training a way that we use this RSI Spy and MACD Crossboss to track when the market starts falling really fast, all right, really, really fast. We actually have a way that we track and see when it's really probably a good time to potentially come back into the market and then start trading, because things are going to turn around. We've all seen that. If you've been around crypto, it'll fall like the whole market, everything starts falling like crazy. You know, it goes down 20, 30%, 40%. It's the end of the world. And then all of a sudden, what does it do 2 days later? It goes back up 20%. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we have tools. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, we just used this recently, and it was just unbelievable how the market turned around. Our guys killed it. We have the MACD tracker. All right. MACD tracker tracks for a certain specific setup, which indicates that a coin has a high probability of making significant upward movement. Again, don't just go on anything that's in Trade Finder. You need to be trained on it, okay? You don't just take a trade blindly. You don't just buy these blindly, okay? You trade on them, you follow the system, everything's explained to you. But I'll show you an example really quickly. This is a coin. These two lines here are when our MACD tracker roughly found them. It was roughly in this area. This coin proceeded to go up almost 343% from when we had that signal. And then this coin, and it did it again, it signaled again, and then it went up a ridiculous, like almost 500%. Those were found by the MACD tracker, that particular setup. And our guys will trade in and out of these, or there's a strategy where you can buy and hold a little bit and ride some of these guys and just keep an eye on things, okay? So you'll learn that from the MACD tracker. You guys, everybody here, remember when the MACD tracker was full when we first released it, and all those coins that went like, oh my gosh, it was crazy. It was awesome. So it doesn't always happen. You have to be trained. You have to know what you're looking for, okay? But there's some awesome trades that we find. Okay, fear and greed index. This is something that we pull in here and we show you where the market potentially is, whether it's greedy or whether it's fearful. Now, the old saying is, Big knows this from working on Wall Street, be greedy when people are fearful and be fearful when people are greedy, okay? And you'll learn exactly how to use that and use that in combination with what's called the oversold index. And this tracks for market bottom, potential bottoms, okay? This is our proprietary tool. And I'm gonna show you guys how crazy accurate and awesome this tool is, right? I'm gonna show you this really, really quick here. All right, let's do this. Let me go ahead and switch over to Bitcoin, all right? I'm gonna blow you guys, I'm gonna blow everybody's mind. Everybody ready to have their mind blown? Okay, cool. So this is 2018 here, and it was just pretty much down, you know, down, 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 kept going down. We talked about it a lot, and we traded, and our guys killed it in 2018, which is so cool because they know how to trade any market condition, whether it's bull or bear. We succeed because we're not trying to predict months out. We're thinking about the next half hour, hour and a half, how we can get in and out, make a micro profit, and look for the next perfect setup. Become a trade snob. We call it being a trade snob. At least I call it that. I hope somebody else has repeated that by now. But be a trade snob because it's like you just want to only trade when you see exactly what you want. All right, cool. So over here on this oversold index, you'll see here see where it goes green. What this does is we track a core group of coins, all right, all the time, 24/7, 365, and we look for when they hit a certain level, okay? And when 75% or more of those hit that level, we go green, all right? And I'm gonna show you something really, really cool. So here, this was the big giant crash that happened when Bitcoin went from 6,000 all the way down to 3,000, okay? 3,100-ish, okay? So November 15th, we had our first green signal, and it went green. Honestly, this was the most green. It was kind of crazy. Green, green, green. There were tons of great trades in here. We traded it all the way down, which was fantastic. But anyway, green, 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 green. And look at this, all of a sudden it stops, right? December 16th. So November 15th, we go green. It stops on December 16th, all right? And then it goes, whoop, gone. Let's go look at what happened with Bitcoin, okay? So here is November 14th. I'm in UTC -4. I knew I was in the wrong time zone. Hold on, UTC. Okay, so here is November 14th, all right? And here you can see that this went down. November 15th is when we signaled, all right? And then we signaled all the way up through December 16th, right? And then our signal turned off, right? It indicated that the potential, again, everything's potentials, guys. You got to be trained on this stuff. But the potential was that that was kind of the end. You know what I'm saying? And guess what happened? Bitcoin went up 28%, all the way up almost 30% from when that signal turned off. Okay, and this is not just a one-time thing, guys. Let me reset that. This tool alone, the oversold index, when the market is bearish and crashing like this, is crazy. Check this out. And you use it with the fear and greed index. I'm not going to get into all that today. Here it went oversold February 5th, all right, went green like crazy. Let's go look at Bitcoin. Okay, here we go. Down, 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 panic, panic, panic. Oh, February 6th. Here we signal February 5th, February 6th. Guess what happened? Boom. Went back up almost 100%. Bitcoin went back up from that. Okay, check this out. Look at this. Here we go. We'll just jump right in here. Here's another area. Started the signal on August the 8th, signaled all the way up and turned off August the 15th. Okay, then went down. All right, so August the 8th through August the 15th. Here we go. Where's August? Here's August. Okay, here is August the 8th. Our signal came on that potentially the brakes may be starting to come on. Does that make sense? So the brakes are starting to come on. All right, and turned off on August the 15th. All right, August the 15th is right here. What did Bitcoin do? Bitcoin went up by 20%. Crazy, right? And that one tool to people who understand trading, you know, is invaluable. Okay. Again, everything's potential. That is showing you the potential of the brakes starting to come on the slide, and the potential when the brakes start to go off. Okay. Anyway, you get all this as part of your membership in IcoinPRO. If that's not enough, there's even more. Gosh, I said it, didn't I? I feel like, ugh, anyway, but I had to say it because there's so much more. There's CoinWatch. We talk about different coins and the awesomeness of different coins that are in there. And then there's our forum. Let me tell you guys, the IcoinPRO forum is absolutely awesome. Let me just sign in here really quick. Actually, wait, I have to get in. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second here, guys. Let me open a new window because I want to show you guys the forum, because the forum is awesome. This is where our community comes together. The forum is only for paid members. So let me go ahead and pop this out here. Okay, and you can see this forum is extremely active. All right, people are posting in here all the time, asking questions, getting help, getting assistance. You can ask about the buy the squeeze, buy the dip modules. You can talk about the Microprofit system. You can talk about general marketing stuff if you're marketing IcoinPRO. Talk about coins. And then this section, let me tell you something, these online and local meetups are fire. These are where like everybody's coming together. They're talking Microprofit system. This is a grassroots international movement that is occurring that is setting people free. That is, I'm not even going to candy coat it. That's exactly what it is. You can learn this system. You can master it. It does take study. It does take practice. It does take messing up some trades. Okay? It does take doing it over and over again. But you start to learn and you start to understand and apply it because it is an exact system with an exact set of rules, and you just get better and better and better with every single trade. But let me tell you, the forum is awesome. It's where you'll come together with the community. You're just going to get to talk, meet other people from all around the world, jump on these Zooms, you know, and get immersed in this community. There are people like Lily and Lee and Jay and Alvin and Dennis and everybody that's here tonight on this hangout, Big, of course, you know, that are, you know, just amazing leaders and care, and they're helping you learn this system, okay? And they're giving up their time to make it possible for you. So I can't emphasize how important it is to be connected to a community of committed crypto day traders to help you get from the beginning to the end of your journey here, which is becoming a pro crypto day trader with IcoinPRO. Okay. All right. Let me see if there's anything else that I want to cover here. Hold on. Let me close up this screen. Okay. Good. And that's it. There's a couple other things in here. Glossary, safe links. Safe links we have for people. So, you know, you don't have to search for the different links. You go right through your safe links to make sure you're going to the appropriate site. You know, we have a whole module on security, which talks about that, all that sort of good stuff. And then once you complete the different things, you get your certificates and everything for completing each of the things. There's little tests that you do to validate it, and then you'll get your certificate. So I think that's everything I wanted to go over. This is IcoinPRO. If you've heard about us before, you know, not a lot of people really understand what's here. They're getting an idea from seeing the results, the consistency, the month in, month out, bear market, bull market. Our guys don't care. Bull or bear, we don't care. We just follow the Microprofit system. We continue to trade, okay? And the profits are there to be had once you learn and master the system. Your journey is beginning here tonight. It's beginning with learning your first trade. You're going to go back, watch this over and over again. Watch it, set up everything, trade, come back, watch it again, trade, come back, watch it again. That's the process, okay? Every time you do it, you're going to pick up something else, even from this basic training, which is our gift to you, all right? It's a free gift that we're giving to everybody because we want to see you guys succeed, and we want to see you guys get excited about it, have some results, and then decide to become part of our crypto day trading community, which is IcoinPRO, and the sky is the limit for you guys. So with that, I am going to go ahead and turn over this part of the Hangout to our absolutely awesome CEO, Mr. Paul D'Souza. He is a great personal friend of mine. He is the reason IcoinPRO even exists. Without Paul, none of this would have happened. He kept beating me over the head about Bitcoin. You know, he said, dude, you need to get some Bitcoin. He was telling me about it when it was $400, and I'm just thick-headed, and, you know. And anyway, and finally, I listened, you know, and maybe some of you are in that same position. Maybe somebody else is beating you over the head, okay? But finally, I went ahead and listened and actually, you know, got involved, and the rest is history. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Paul.
Thank you very, very much for the introduction, Justin. Folks, as Justin said, my name's Paul D'Souza. I'm the CEO of this company. And I'm not going to get into the history of the company. I'm not going to get into anything like that. I just want to tell you that you know, if you're new to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, you are probably like me and many other people that are on this call today that found this idea of an internet-based money like completely going against everything that they'd ever learned about finances. Because that was my take. When I first heard about Bitcoin, I was not interested. It sounded like a scam. I thought it was part of a game. I thought that in order for me to get involved, I needed to be playing World of Warcraft, things like that. Like, I had no idea. When I eventually did make the time to look into it a lot more seriously, I had to, out of necessity. I've told the story before. A lot of people know the story. But out of necessity, I had to find a different financial system, which is when I looked at Bitcoin properly, and it completely changed how I looked at money. And I, you know, over a period of time, I got to understand the ethos and the ideology behind Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and it completely blew me away. So what I do is I urge you to take the time, jump into learning more about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, what it actually means for the future of the planet. This is not a passing fad. This is something that is going to completely change the way that we deal with money. A lot of countries and banks are talking about phasing out fiat currencies in favor of something a lot more robust. And cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin have proven to be a lot more reliable for a whole bunch of reasons that we do cover in a lot of our training. So you know, do go and take a tour, check it out, look at all those things, because we do cover all of this. We do go into a lot of depth, explaining to people not only the history of money and how Bitcoin came about, but actually to help people really understand and get to grips with it. But that being said, I'm not going to take up too much more of your time tonight. What I want to do is I want to introduce you to a couple of the people that are on this call tonight, just so that you can hear from other people. They are not being paid to come and speak. They are members. Some of them give up their time on our forum and in our Facebook group to assist people, because we're very much about the community. And that is also a very, very big reason as to why we decided to have a members-only forum. Not only because I have a background in forums and online communities, but it was simply because we wanted everybody to feel like they were part of a family, that they were not doing this alone, that they were on this journey together with like-minded people. And what a better way to do that than putting together a forum for those people, for people who wanted to connect with like-minded people. Because folks, when you have a dream and when you have a vision and you want to chase it, it helps to have someone in your corner. And you know what? There are so many people around the world that'll be in your corner with you. And I'm going to introduce some of those people to you tonight. The very first gentleman I'd like to bring up, his name is Jay. He's from Arizona. And Jay, what I want you to do is I want you to come on out, just introduce yourself very briefly, and let the people at home know what your background was with trading, where you came from, and where you're at now. Because I remember meeting you in Vegas. You seemed very, very nervous. Like you seemed like you were way out of your comfort zone. And today we're seeing you throw out the trades left, right, and center. Tell us your story.
Okay, thanks, Paul. Yeah, my name's Jay Scott, and I'm from Arizona. And I was introduced to IcoinPRO probably 2 years ago, right before, or actually right after the launch. And I was told, get in this and see what's going on. You don't have to do anything. You can make money without doing anything. And, we all know that wasn't true. So I decided I was going to go to the Vegas event. And I went there, and I've known Lloyd for a couple of years. I met Paul, and I met Justin, and I got to meet Lily. Unfortunately, Lee wasn't able to make it, but it was really an eye-opening experience for me. And we had an event in one of the rooms, and Lloyd looked at me and said, "When are you going to start trading?" And I said, "I'm going to go home to Arizona, and I'm going to do my first trade." Justin's got his thumb up in the air. So I came home, I did my first trade, and seriously, if you go through this system, if you treat it like it's something that's going to change your life, it will definitely change your life. You've got to be able to study it and apply it, and then study it, and then apply it, and then study it, and then apply it. And I'm making it over and over again. And I'm making leaps and bounds from where I was 2 years ago. I am profiting. I'm not profiting a whole lot, but that's okay because I'm still learning. It's not going to happen overnight, but I'm telling you, get involved with this group of people and connect with us, and we'll do Zooms with you, and we'll help you trade, and we'll help you with the modules, learning the aspects of the ins and the outs. Justin just touched on the tip of the iceberg, you guys, the tip. If you knew what we went through before we had all these tools, you would say there's no way. But now that we've got all these tools, they're cheat sheet. Everything we have is we're cheating. We're cheating. So I appreciate you all. I'm thankful that I'm in this group doing Zooms and helping other members. And if you're interested, connect with the person who sent you this video, and you'll meet all of us. And it's cool. It's very cool.
Jay, thanks so much for coming up and giving us some of your time, so people can actually be able to see that they are everyday people without any history of learning how to trade, using our system on a daily basis. And yes, some people will make small progresses. Other people have made a lot bigger progresses. We're going to be hearing from them in a little while as well. But the next gentleman that I'd like to bring out is a gentleman by the name of Dennis, and he's from Virginia. Dennis was a very active member. Unfortunately, he had to take some time out, and he's back with a bang. Dennis, you want to come on out and just explain to people who you are and why you've chosen IcoinPRO and what you actually like about trading, and tell us a little bit about some of your successes.
Thank you, Paul. It's great to be a part of your panel tonight. Justin, as always, my man, you just knocked it out of the park, brother. I have been with the program since stand up, actually pre-launch. It'll be 2 years this month. You're going to hear this theme from several of us. I started this program with $50, and being new, what is Bitcoin? We all had that question in our mind, as Paul just said, what is Bitcoin? We weren't sure. We were not sure where this program was going. I had been burned on programs before, lost a substantial amount of money for me and the process. So $50 committed to IcoinPRO was a big deal. In my first 30 days in trading, and I came in, I'll back up a second. I came in initially for the education. What is Bitcoin? What are the cryptocurrencies? Through this process, I learned that very quickly. Well, that led me straight into, well, if I can do that, I can trade it. So I began my trading career with this $50. My first month, I doubled it. At that time, no tools, just squeeze and dip strategies. My second month, I took that $100 and I doubled it again, and I doubled it again. And from there, it was awesome. It just kept growing and growing. Paul and Justin added tools, and it became better and better. Now, Paul mentioned I had to take a slight hiatus. Well, it was more than slight. I had a triple bypass surgery a year ago. It's taken me a while to be able to come back and focus on the trading. I didn't want to put money at risk because of the medications, but that's all behind me. I've been back, Paul, now 6 weeks. I mean, full time, and I'm going to call it now full time. I'm back in this bad boy full time, and I shame on me. While Paul and Justin are talking, I'm trading. I'm a full-time trader, folks. I have my laptop right here, and I closed out 2 trades, and I'll tell you, I closed out one beautiful trade for $100. Just sitting here being trained by the trainers. It's awesome. You can do this. I'm a retired Marine. Spent 30 years in the Corps. I worked for a few years in government. If this tired-ass old Marine can do this, you can do it. And I challenge you, I encourage you, pick up it and go for it. There's no reason not to. Give it a shot. And I'm so glad I was in. And thank you guys for all of that. And trade on.
Thank you so much, Dennis. The next gentleman that I'd like to introduce you to, originally from Manila in the Philippines, he now lives in California, Mr. Aldenson. Tio, can you come on out, tell people a little bit about yourself, your history with IcoinPRO, because I know that you initially you were with us very much as a distributor. You wanted to market it to other people, kind of took a break. Now you're back because now you want to trade, and we see you busy. We see you like posting your trades. Give us your thoughts.
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you guys hear me? All right, awesome. So my name is Alvin Cynthia, but before anything else, I just want to, give a big round of applause to that great training that, Justin just did today. I mean, right now, I just want to trade again, and I learned, like what Justin said, you can always learn something new once you rewatch the training over and over again. So I picked up a new thing that was like I didn't notice in the multiple times that I've watched that by the dip training, the one where you stop or set your sell at the SMA line, the red line. I didn't know that. Now I know. So it's a great training. It's always good to go back to that training. But anyways, yes, as Paul mentioned, guys, I've been part of IcoinPRO since the beginning of 2 years ago, and mainly as a distributor. I have no idea or no background on trading cryptocurrencies. So that's one of the main reasons I joined. But then I had some other things going on at that time, so I kind of like stopped doing IcoinPRO. But then one time this year, I was just scrolling to my Facebook, and there's just so many bad news that's been happening on my other businesses. So I was like browsing on my Facebook and like thinking, oh man, all my other online businesses are going down the drain. And I'm like, I might need to go back to get a day job or something. So I was like browsing to my Facebook, and then all of a sudden I see Lee's and Lily's post about IcoinPRO, and they're like making like, I think 2,000 at that time. And then I saw them posting like 3,000 in 1 week. I'm like, crazy. And these moms started IcoinPRO and didn't stop since the beginning. And they started with $100. And right now making thousands and thousands and thousands a week. So I'm like, wow. Probably if I didn't stop 2 years ago and focused on the system and did it, I might probably at their level already. So I'm like, I'm not regretting what happened, but I'm just happy that I saw Lily's post and Lee's post that made me want to come back. And from there, I started digging into the training. March when I started going back to like train and do my trades. And I'm really, really happy that, you know, it helped me decide to go do this 100%, put my focus on this 100%, and everything is just beautiful right now. So I'm really, really thankful that I did that decision, you know? So I think the biggest trade that I did, mind you guys, I'm a newbie, zero knowledge in crypto trading. 2 months started March of this year, and one of the biggest trade I did currently, I think this week was 1,300 in just 1 day. So I'm like blown away. Okay, I'm like blown away. Although we say micro profit, but there are times, you know, if you go to the advanced training, you can find those, you know, like the RSI, the MACD, it can give you like way, way, way big returns if you know what you're looking for. So very happy that I'm here, I'm back, and I'm willing to help the community. So thank you so much, guys, for all the inspiration. And without you guys, Paul, Justin, for sticking the flag, for holding the company and growing it to where it is now. I'm so proud and happy and honored to be part of it. So thanks so much, guys, for everything that you did.
Awesome. Alvinson, thank you so much. Folks, the one thing that I also wanted to touch on, besides all of the things that have already been mentioned here, is the fact that it is so humbling. It is incredibly humbling to see people, you know, with a vision. You know, Alvinson's got his reasons. We're going to be hearing from Lily and Lee about their reasons as to why they either wanted to replace their income and make their own money and be in control of their money, which goes very much along the same lines as the ethos behind the ideology of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But we're not going to get into that today. The one thing that I want to point out is that these people, they have the ability to create money on demand, right? It's like having an ATM, your own personal ATM under your bed, all right? And I'm going to say that again. They have the ability to create money on demand. And that is the wish that I have for every single person that uses our tools. We want to empower people. Myself and Justin spoke at length so many times about our vision, what we want for the people that come into contact with IcoinPRO. We want to touch 1 million lives. Am I right, folks? All of you know about that. It's our mantra. We always, you know, very much aware of the fact that we're going to touch 1 million lives. And maybe you one of those a million lives. Whatever you do, get back to the person that shared this video with you. Get back to the person that helped you. Join our Facebook group. Ask some questions. We're here to help you. We want to help you too. We want to help you make money on demand. All right. But anyway, Alvinson, thank you so much for that. I do appreciate you taking the time to hop on this call with us. Normally we start with ladies, you know, ladies first. But you know, in this case, I want to leave the best for last. And I want to introduce you to Lily. Now, Lily is someone really special to all of us in IcoinPRO. We met her in Vegas on 2 different occasions. She's a hell of a nice woman. And this is a lady that gave up her job to become a full-time day trader and fell in love with it. Her husband, Mike, he trades. Their family trades, their friends trade. Like they've been really influential because they saw the vision when they realized that they too could make money on demand. But anyway, Lily, I need you to come on out here, tell people a little bit about yourself, and tell us, like, very importantly, about some of your successes and some of your goals that you've achieved.
Hi, everyone. Hi. While Justin was doing the training, I was trying to write down the notes of what I was going to talk about, and pretty much this is what I did. I was too stuck into the training. So I'm Lily. I'm from New Zealand. I'm just your mum of 2 who was introduced to Bitcoin. And at the time, in April 2017, I was introduced to Bitcoin. And for about a month or so, I was researching Bitcoin on YouTube, Google. And in all honesty, with over a 2-month period, the only thing I achieved in that time was confusion. It was really confusing. So, you know, along that time, I met a group of mums and dads, and we pretty much started our journey together. And in June 2017, I was introduced to to IcoinPRO. And I ideally just jumped into IcoinPRO to be educated around cryptocurrency. So I knew what was happening. The more and more it became more and more popular around the world. Okay, at the time I never knew I could trade. I definitely didn't think I could master it. I'm not a numbers person, and I don't register information very well. But, you know, the little team that I joined with, we were in Zoom one night, and I've repeated this story many times, and every time I get pretty emotional. But I was in Zoom one night with my team, and Lee, who's on call tonight, was the more active trader out of us. And she said to us, guys, you know, I've been doing my numbers, and our trading profit can replace our weekly incomes from our jobs. And that was my light bulb moment, okay? And to this day, I constantly remember that. And so I got out of Zoom that night, and I just pretty much gave it my all. I put 100% of my energy and time into studying the Microprofit system. And it's really great that Justin taught us the dip strategy today, because that is what I started with. I started with the buy the dip strategy, and I pretty much traded it for about 2 months before I implemented anything else. And, I started my trading journey with only $100. And my goal was to replace my balance with my weekly income through my trading balance. I wanted to replace my job, so my income through my job. And pretty much, long story short, by December 2017, I fired my boss. And it was because of the Microprofit system and IcoinPRO. So I've been a full-time day trader since January 2018. The one thing that has really blessed my life is not only do my husband and I trade, so we're both traders. In November of 2017, we introduced both our kids to trading as well. We taught them, again, the buy the dip. My daughter's 15, my son's 19. And, and they started trading in 2017 with $100. Okay. Earlier this year, my son didn't want to share his balance with his sister. So she's now making $1,000 each week for a 15-year-old, and that's American dollars. So if you were to convert that in New Zealand dollars, that's some really good money. He started with $600 in January, and his balance has increased. He's making around $250 to $300 a week American. So combined in our household, we, through our trading profit and compounding since the beginning, so since June 2017, our income in our house through our trading profits, we're bringing in between $8,000 to $10,000 a week. And that's all because of IcoinPRO and the Microprofit system. Because it's not, I haven't really gone through what I was going to say, but when Justin talked about today in the training, squeeze bubble 1, 2, 3 money, that is something that you're going to carry with you, as a trader, you're going to carry with you for the rest of your life. I know my journey is only pretty much almost only 2 years old, and I've retired from my 9-to-5 job. My income has been through trading, has been able to pay off all our debt. We've been able to buy us a new family car, and our goal this year is to pay off our mortgage. And we're pretty much on a fixed term for another 12 years, and we can pay off our mortgage 12 years early. And so it's all IcoinPRO, it's all the Microprofit system. And I'm pretty, for me, I'm just glad that I stuck to it. There were many distractions on the way, and I'm just glad I had a really great support system. So, Paul, Justin, Big, they've been here from the beginning, and they've kept me accountable, they've kept me connected, but my Hustle Hard fam as well. And I'm just glad that I've kept it up. And you know what, as Paul says, the goal now is to touch 1 million lives. And if you want to be part of that million, go back to the person who referred you, and we'll see you on the bandwagon of the ICP bandwagon real soon. Take care, everyone.
Thank you so much, Lily. It's so awesome to hear that story. Every time that we ask Lily to share her story, it actually gives me some good goosebumps. And Lily mentioned something really important. It was the fact that the only thing that she got out of doing her research was confusion. That happened to me, which is exactly why IcoinPRO exists today. Because when I fell in love with the idea of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, I did exactly the same thing. I went online and I started looking around. I was trying to educate myself, and you know what? I got lost. And it was just so overwhelming because there was so much so much information. A lot of it was very, very technical, and essentially that just led to even more confusion. I'm not very technical. Yeah, I can understand a few technical things, but a lot of it went completely over my head. Now, the thing about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is there's a lot of information to learn. Some of it is completely unnecessary. Now, Justin used the analogy a little bit earlier on, where there's certain things that we don't need to understand, but we still utilize something. And the one example I like to give is, we don't need to know how a combustion engine works in order to drive a car, because fuel goes where the piston is into the combustion chamber. The piston moves up, creates compression, the spark gets ignited, it forces your rods to turn. You don't need to know that. You just put gasoline in your vehicle and you drive, right? Like, that's the point that we try to get to with IcoinPRO, was we wanted to unclutter everything and put something in place that people who are, okay, so, it's color by numbers and it's very easy to follow. So we tried to unclutter it and make it really, really easy for people to understand. Lily, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you on. It's always a pleasure to hear you talk and share your story. But Lily was actually introduced by a lady called Lee. Lee was the one who got Lily going. Lee's also a phenomenal woman. Met her in Vegas 2 years ago. She's very excited about where her life is today compared to 2 years ago. Is that not true, Lee?
It's very true, very true. Fast forward 2 years, from where I was 2 years ago. Holy heck, I actually can't, and I got to kind of pinch myself every now and then, because this is my life. This is I have options. And it's all because of IcoinPRO and learning to trade. I posted on my Facebook the other day one of the statuses that I posted 4 years ago from the job that I was in, and it went something like, I can't wait to get home and go back to bed. And it was all because, I hated getting up in the morning. We were in the cold season, so when it's cold in the morning, you don't want to get out of bed anyway. But I was kind of at a place where I wasn't enjoying my job. I wasn't, enjoying having to get up and go out in the cold, and leave my kids. I've got 4 young children. So, for you mums out there who are watching, I feel you, I have been there, and that was my life, was just the kids, going to work, leaving them, pretty much. My IcoinPRO journey started in May 2017, and when I first joined IcoinPRO, like everybody else, I only joined for the education. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, Justin, but I always say to people, like, I was only intending on joining for a month, because just, all the companies, we're in a bull market, and all the companies floating around online, were really looked kind of too good to be true. I found out the hard way that a lot of them were too good to be true. So I wanted the education, around Bitcoin, crypto, and what it really was, why people, or how people were kind of making money with it. Justin and Paul went on to launch IcoinPRO, and it was a couple of weeks before that, or a couple of days before that, Justin actually he launched the Microprofit system, and wow, I know a few of you are watching this training, and have watched this training, and your mind is blown. That's exactly how I found, I found when the Microprofit system kind of launched. So I was like, okay, let's renew another month. Let's check out this trading system, and let's see if we can pick it up. Keep in mind, I've got no prior experience with trading. I'm not rich. I don't come from a wealthy family. Actually I do. I come from a wealthy family, in love. We're wealthy in love. But, financially, we're not that well off. So I was like, okay, in my head thinking, I was kind of picturing what a trader looks like, and he looks exactly like Big. If you want to know what I was picturing, Big, have a look at Big. That's what I was picturing, you know, Ivy League school, you know, education, you know, money, you know, having tens of thousands of dollars to start trading. And then Justin, he mentioned in the first training, he's like, you can start with as little as $10. And I was like, what? I was like, this man's crazy. But no, he was right, you know. I was like, okay, let's, you know, I can afford that, you know, I can actually afford $100. So I started with $100 back then in June 2017. Got stuck into I actually did the squeeze module first. For some reason, I understood that a lot better than I did the dip module. And so I started, you know, just trading the squeeze module. And, you know, looking back, these guys all know, going back then, we had no trade finder. We had the buy the dip, the buy the squeeze, and that was all. You know, we were manually going through the exchanges to find these trades, and, you know, yeah, flipping through, you know, through coin after coin after coin. And, you know, back then, we were killing it. I would say, you know, once we got, you know, the gist of the system and got it buckled down to learn it, we were actually, you know, killing it. I now kind of know now, you know, fast forward 2 years, I kind of now know that it was, you know, the bull market did really, really help us. And we did learn some lessons last year in a bear market. But, you know, had it not been for what I had learned in IcoinPRO and the Microprofit system, I would have lost everything. I would have lost, you know, like everybody else, I would have lost 70% of what I had. But thanks to IcoinPRO, I actually gained, you know, I think I gained maybe 30%. And that first quarter of when we went into that kind of started going into the bear market last year. But, you know, I'm blessed, you know, I was blessed to, you know, come across IcoinPRO. Our members, you know, who are in IcoinPRO, we're blessed to, you know, have, you know, a family environment, and it very much is, you know, in IcoinPRO, we're pretty much a big family. You know, from the outset, I know a lot of people look at IcoinPRO and, you know, you're thinking, okay, it's just another company, you know, it's another MLM company. When you're on the inside, there's no such, you know, it's not a company. We're a big family, you know. I was looking at, you know, I used to follow a few recruiters. I follow a few now, but, you know, looking at them, I was like, okay, so you've got to recruit. You have to. There's no other way you can make money unless you bring somebody in. And, you know, little old Kiwi mum from Brisbane, I kind of don't know that many people, reason being, because, you know, my focus is my kids. So I'm not, you know, out there, you know, mingling and networking with anybody. And I was like, oh, I can't do that. You know, I can't do that. I don't want to really have to pitch to my family and friends. Like, you know, they're going to call it a scam like everybody else does. But, you know, one of the things that I've seen in IcoinPRO, and one of the things that I know is true, is that majority of our members are making money using the trading. And that's what really, you know, blows my mind, is that, you know, we're introducing, you know, loads and loads of people are checking out IcoinPRO and coming back into IcoinPRO and stuff. But one of the things that blows my mind is that people, and I always say this, I've said this to quite a few people, quite a few well-known people online, is that I am, and that's the challenge that I've set myself, is that I will make more money than they ever did in recruiting, just from using the trading. And because I know, you know, I'm so confident when it comes to this, you know, I caught up with my family a couple of weeks ago, and they're like, oh, what are you doing now? And I'm like, well, nothing, I stay home and, you know, I trade. And I was getting asked question after question, you know, and they're like, oh, you're still doing that, you know? And I'm like, yeah, it's, you know, we're going into 2 years, you know, still doing that. I can do whatever I want, you know. And as I mentioned before, I started with $100. Where I am today, I'm now making, you know, $2,000, $3,000, you know, I'm having $3,000 weeks now. On Monday, I had a $2,800 day. I know it sounds crazy and it sounds too good to be true, but it's not. Now that I know the system, you know, once you get to know the system, you know, you're just like, holy heck, you know, this is possible. So I had a $2,800 day, and I messaged Justin, and I'm like, oh, well, you know, Monday morning, before 10 o'clock, you know, just smashed out $2,800 today. I'm done working for the week. No, I'm done trading. That never is true. These guys will know, you know, even if we do hit our targets, you know, early in the week, we can't stay away from the market. But you know, I started a $50 trading challenge on the 26th of Jan this year. And I started it because I wanted to show, you know, every day, people online who, you know, didn't know much about IcoinPRO, I wanted to kind of show them exactly, you know, how powerful the microprofit system is. And I calculated this morning what that the trade challenge is at. We're currently sitting at $2,800 in that balance, you know, from Jan to 26, you know. So, you know, that's,
Well,
you know.
You started with $50 and now there's
$2,800 sitting in that account balance, you know. 50 to 2,800 in 4 months. What was that?
What is that percentage wise?
I think that's like a 5,000, I don't know, 5,000, I don't know. It's grown like 50 times. We've gone, you know,
it's ridiculous. I'll assure you that.
It's ridiculous percent. There we go.
Exactly, you know, and that's all thanks to, you know, the tools and what we learn in IcoinPRO. You know, we've got some really boss tools. You know, Justin released the new tool a couple of weeks ago called the MACD Crossboss. And even if you just join for that, you're going to get your money's worth, you know, and some, you know, and some, you know, it'll blow your mind. But I've rambled on for too long. You know, if you're really looking for a home, you know, you're not a recruiter, or you kind of not lost your touch with MLM, but you want to find something new, I highly recommend, you know, trading. And not just any trading, MPS trading, micro-profit system trading. You know, hit the link below, register, get back to whoever introduced you to IcoinPRO, and have a conversation with them. You know, we spend, Lily and I and the guys on here, Jay, Dennis and Albertson, we spend quite a lot of time, you know, with members and those on our team, and we help them. You know, we go as far as we create trading plans for each of them, you know, to keep them on track, you know, and you know, they share with us what their goals are with trading, and, you know, we keep them accountable. But one thing I really want to mention before I, you know, kind of jump off here is, you know, had it not been for, you know, our core team, our Hustle Hard fam, and the 3 guys you see on here, Big, Paul and Justin, you know, I probably would have left. But, you know, having this triple threat behind you, Justin, Paul and Big, you're set up for success. You know, there was no, you know, I was going to be successful in IcoinPRO, having those three backing me, you know, 100%. And it's not just me that they back every single member who comes into IcoinPRO. So, you know, you want to find a home, IcoinPRO's your home.
Lee, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you on, because you are testament to the fact, and everyone on here is testament to the fact that what we set out to achieve, we did, and we wanted to create a product that actually helped people. And myself and my partner over there, Mr. Justin Clark, this was our dream. We wanted to be able to help people become successful. We didn't want to put a product out into the market that didn't work, and we needed testimonials from people to actually show that it does work. The most important thing is, we always tell people, start small, scale up. That's why we call it the micro profit system. You make micro profits and you compound it. And when you understand compounding and see how effective it is, you'll understand why it's known as the 8th wonder of the world, because you can compound yourself to extreme wealth. And the markets are so huge. There's hundreds of billions of dollars floating around out there that you can help yourself to a piece of. You just need to know how to get it. Our tools work. Our product works. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand it over to Big, who's going to wrap up for us. So, folks, if you've watched this far, I just want to say thank you very much. Big, wrap it up for us, please.
Awesome. Hey, Paul, Justin, I have to tell you, we've spent more than 60 minutes, but because it's so powerful, fantastic training that Justin shared with us. Paul, just the vision of what IcoinPRO started as and what it is now is just fantastic. And I can tell you, I'm so happy to be a part of it, being that founding member along with you guys, being one of the first people asked to help kind of kick this off for you guys. And it was really powerful to have you guys talk about this being for the average everyday person, and having someone like myself who didn't come from a lot of money background, who did very well in the game of money on Wall Street, but falling in love with cryptocurrency and trading cryptocurrency and educating people about cryptocurrency. So hearing those stories shared by Dennis and by Jay and by Alvin and by obviously Lily, and last, having Lee share those. I remember all these people being in that first series of boot camps that were done in order to help people kind of get down that path and educate them, and also kind of kick them in the butt a little bit, as Lee said. The great thing is seeing all of those people like Lily and Lee and Dennis and Jay, who now became not only the student, but now they are the teacher and helping people, a new member come into this. And so when you go into the membership forum, you're going to see that it's not only just us that's having success, because this is replicatable, it's duplicatable, because it doesn't matter what your background is, doesn't matter what your education is, it matters that you take action. And so I'm reminded of a quote from Dale Carnegie that says, inaction breeds doubt and fear. And some of those people on the panel tonight will tell you that that's why they didn't take action in the beginning, because they had doubt and fear. Every single one of them talked about that, not knowing what they were doing, afraid that they weren't going to be a good trader. And that's the thing. But action breeds confidence and courage. And look at the difference now. Here it is 2 years later, and you're hearing stories of hundreds of dollars per week, thousands of dollars per week in profit. And again, I'll say this once more. These are verifiable, okay, profits that can be shown. These aren't blowing smoke up your butt here. We want you to understand that the reason we're so proud of what's going on with IcoinPRO is not because it's what Paul is able to do with the system. It's not because what Justin is able to do with the system. It's not because of what I'm able to do with the system. It's what people like you here tonight are able to do with the system. I thought about that quote that I just said. And have you ever looked back on the past few months or years and thought to yourself, man, if only I'd really committed to doing X, things would be different right now. And you've heard testimonials tonight about a program, right, and training and tools that Justin went over, that guess what? Are going to allow you to commit to doing X. And things will really be different. We've shared that with you. Maybe tonight is about finally taking massive action on doing that, on coming into the Microprofit system. Push that button down below, right? Take us up on checking out all the training. Whether you're educated or not educated, doesn't matter. Commit to taking action. Learn, right, all about the system. Learn how to trade utilizing the tools. And imagine if you'd started that 2 years ago with these same people on this call. Imagine that, how different your life would be. You see, financial freedom is not about the money. It's about allowing you to do the things that you enjoy. And Lily talked about it. And Lee talked about it. And you saw the smile on Dennis's face. And you saw how happy Jay is. And you saw, right, how the last 2 months have just been spectacular for Alvin. Because they definitely bought in. They took massive action. You see, one of the great things about taking massive action and you being happy is, guess what? Those around you become happier because you're nicer to be around, right? So imagine that you take massive action. You start to have the results, okay, that we're sharing. Not a guarantee, but if you follow the training, right? If you get dialed in, you become happier. Those around you become happier. Then guess what? You have incredible energy in everything that you do. Your partner finds you more attractive because you're happier. And you've inspired the loved ones around you, right, to also do better. I love Lily sharing that story of her whole family. That's not how it started. First, it was only her. And going on those boot camps and then dialing in. And then guess what? More and more people in the family, and then people outside her family. And so massive action, right? If you could do away with the doubt and fear, and that's what this community is all about. For such very small cost on a monthly basis, to gain all of that, you have to do one thing. You have to take action. And again, don't look back and wish that you take massive action before, because here's the opportunity. It doesn't matter whether or not you started 2 years ago. It doesn't matter whether or not you started 2 months ago, as Alvin shared. It's the fact that you started. And that's the difference, okay? They say that any problem you're going through right now has already been solved or written down. And that's what we're offering with the Microprofit system. That's what we're offering with IcoinPRO. If you're having financial difficulties, but you're committed to taking action, guess what? We have a proven strategy, education, tools that can help you fix that. And a community that's willing to help prop you up do that. But here's what you have to do. You have to do your side of the work. We will not do it for you, but we will be there cheering you on and supporting you and pushing you to be able to do that. And once you do that, once you're that student, guess what? And you share that power of positive and profitable returns because you were able to do it by educating yourself and taking action. Guess what happens? Imagine the impact that you would be having on those people once you start to share your story. And that's why we have so many people now who are sharing that story. And they're not people who have an Ivy League education. They're not people who created the system. They're not people who had a love of Bitcoin going all the way back from 2014. There are people who somehow got introduced to a community that really wants you to be successful, that really wants you to utilize all of our knowledge, all of our blood, sweat, and tears, if you will, to have you be successful. And so I'm telling you, go ahead, push the button down below this video. It's going to allow you to get back to the person that introduced this video to you. And again, there is no overwhelm. Oftentimes, we'll say there's so much to do. I've the kids and the job and all of that. Guess what? We've heard all those excuses before. Everyone on this panel and all of our thousands of community members have had those same excuses. And they talk about that we struggle to take massive action because of them. And I say, take massive action in spite of them. And then you can be on the next training call that we have, sharing your story of, hey, I was in this situation, but despite that, I plugged in, I carried on, I did the work that was required of me. And guess what? I got rid of that doubt and fear. And look at me now. And the bottom line is, instead of that voice in your head becoming a breeding ground for doubt and fear and uncertainty, we're going to help you focus. We're going to take that fear away. And we're going to have you not be worrying so much about doing the wrong thing or worrying if you're going to fail. Because sometimes that's, guess what? What's happening for you now. And that can go on for months or years. And because of that, right, you feel paralyzed. But we're giving you permission. I'm giving you permission. And so is Paul and so is Justin to take advantage of what we've helped build and create. And we want you to help us build it even bigger. And you do that through success. So I'll say this once again. Dial in, plug in, push the button below, go ahead and take action, and you'll be amazed at the community that you're stepping into. Because when it comes down to it, I'll leave you with this quote from Mark Zuckerberg. And he said, the biggest risk is not taking any risk. In a world that's changing rapidly and quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking any risk. And I'll leave you on that note. And I want to thank everyone tonight for joining us again here at IcoinPRO. This training, we will be excited to see you join us in the Facebook group as a paid member in the forums, and you too start having success. So thank you for spending an hour and a half on your Thursday night with us. As always, you have any questions, we are always there. Push the button, take action, and we'll see you on the other side. Take care, everyone.